And g'day, guys. Let us go live. Let us go live. Let us go live. Who have we got right here? As you can see, we have a family of four being sensible shoes. G'day, guys. How you going?
Good.
Hey.
How are you?
G'day, boys. Good. We'll get straight into it in 1 second, though. Firstly, g'day to those who are watching this live recording on either YouTube or on Facebook as well. The live recording of the podcast. A big warm welcome to you and to all those watching us. Also in the replay as well, because some people actually watch this in a replay version. Shortly, we'll be starting the actual podcast itself, but before and after the actual recording, we love to chat with you guys here online. So we try and read all your comments. Now, it is only me this time, obviously with Sensible Shoes as well. So I try and get all the comments in which I can, but we'll see how we go from there. So if you guys got comments, say g'day, give us a shout out now, say hello, and I'll start reading you now as we speak. And remember also to stay online after we finish the actual live recording, because that's when we can even say more of a personalized g'day to you guys as well. So make sure you stay online for all of that. All right. Well, that's all said and done. That's all sorted. We might get one with the show. Are you guys ready? You ready for the live recording? Yeah. You all ready? All ready? No worries at all. Let me just get the music teed up, ready to go. Let me change some banners up here and do all this fancy stuff before we even start. Look at that, episode 16. Now, boys, you can hear the music, can you? Yeah, when I played it before. Yeah.
Sure.
No,
No,
you didn't. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's my recording. If you can hear the music, feel free to just bounce along a little bit, and we'll see how we go from there. All right, guys, get ready. We're going to start this episode number 16 of the Geocaching Downunder podcast. Stand by. I can't believe I didn't unmic myself. G'day, guys. See my shells here, and welcome to episode number 16 of the Geocaching Downunder podcast, recorded live on this, the 11th of December, 2019. Tonight, we are chatting about geocaching with kids, and joining us is a great family. It's a family of four, as you can see on the screen. It's consisting of mum and dad and two sons. They are from New South Wales, Australia, and have been caching for quite some time. We'll get to know exactly more of them very soon. But we have Sensible Shoes, and that's Lisa and Andrew, and with them, their boys, Shoes Junior, and Little Shoes. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me. G'day. Again, I forgot to unmute you guys. Look at this. I'm so amateur at this. Say g'day, guys.
Hello.
There we go. Oh, wow. It's very busy just here by myself doing this. But anyway, we'll see how we go, and we'll get it started straight away. So thanks for joining tonight. Firstly, as always, we like to do all the events. Let me see. Yes, I had issues with the music, apparently, by the looks of it and whatnot. We'll see how this goes. Okay, I know, never. It's a learning curve. You know, it is a learning curve, and as I said before, when it's by myself, it's a little bit difficult as opposed to someone else there bouncing things off and can take control a little bit more. Anyway, geocaching news and events, as always, we have the Geo Venture 2020. That's in Millicent, South Australia, GC82DAN, and that's in April 2020. Now, I do believe Little Shoes, this is for you, mate. Can you give me that phonetically? GC82DAN, phonetically go.
No. GC
is
golf.
Golf. Charlie. He can't do it. We're going to get back to him very, very soon because we've got a very special thing to do.
November.
That's the one. So it's Golf Charlie 82 Delta Alpha November. Good boy. After that, we have WA Goes Big. I did put him on the spot there. WA Goes Big, and that's in Albany and Denmark in Western Australia. That's on the 30th of May to the 1st of June in 2020 as well. They're yet to get back to me with a GC code because they haven't actually started the event, but keep an eye out for that. Also, this month recently has been announced, a big announcement. The Oz Geomuster for 2020 has been announced. It is going to be held in Kempsey, New South Wales, and that's from the 3rd to the 5th of July in 2020. And that's GC 8G 3HT. Golf Charlie, 8 Golf, 3 Hotel Tango. See how I did that, little shoes? How good is that? My work does help. My work does help, so it's all good. So that's just been announced only recently. Now you guys went to the Oz Geomaster this year, yeah?
We did.
Yep,
yes.
we were there.
Yeah. And did you go the one the year before as well, the 2018?
No.
No.
Yeah, this is our first year.
This one was the first one. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So that's one. That is one not to be missed in Kempsey. That's for sure. You guys are heading up to that one, absolutely. And if I'm around still, I'll be heading to it as well. After that, in New Zealand, we have New Zealand 2020, and that's in Auckland in October of 2020, and that's GC 87777. So Golf Charlie 87777. How lucky are they with those numbers? Anyway. I personally don't think it was luck. I think he just sat there and waited until he actually got a good number. But anyway, then after that, another announcement was done too. The Victorian Mega for 2020 has been announced. So look at all these megas coming out. It's incredible. 2020 is huge for Australian geocaching megas. Victorian Mega in Whittlesea, and that's on the 14th and 15th of November in 2020. And that one is GC 8EW40. That's Golf Charlie 8. Echo Whiskey 40. So make sure you guys plan, register, and put your will attends in ASAP so that everyone's got all the people know exactly how many people are going to turn up, how many bags they need, how many sites they need for camping and whatnot as well. So if you guys are planning on going, make sure you put in your will attends, register, and plan your geocaching trips now. So as I said before, guys, what other large events are you going to apart from the Oz Geomaster in Kempsey for next year? Is there any others you're planning on doing?
We haven't locked it in, but we are hoping to go to the Geocaching New South Wales what's it called? The expedition to Kosciuszko. So
yes. That I don't think that's been announced as yet. It's been slid through. It hasn't had an official announcement.
Yeah, the Christmas party, we heard about it there, but nothing official yet, I guess.
That's where it was, exactly right. Well, in that case, then, if you heard it at the Christmas party, you were the first to know that, yes, next year in 2020, Geocaching New South Wales, they are doing what do you call it? An expedition event. And they're going, do you remember where they're going to exactly, guys? Do you remember where it was?
I think Jindabyne and Kosciuszko.
That's right. Yeah.
Mount Kosciuszko.
So, and you basically, and it's a walk to the summit. So that sounds pretty cool in my mind. So yes, can't wait for that. That's going to be pretty cool. Very good. All right, guys, that's all the news we have for the time being. We're going to get straight away now to you guys and an interview with you.
Hello. Hi. Like, is it meant to be like this?
Is this meant to happen?
Back. Jeez. I'm having such a terrible time tonight with all this tech stuff, I tell you. I found out exactly what I did. Okay, this is all going to be edited out. People will not understand. This is all going to be edited out for the actual podcast itself. So it's only the live. If you're watching this live or in the replay, you're getting the best bits right here. Trust me about that. Oh man. Before we make one more thing, Mitchell John in the chat room said, "Is that Jerry the elf in the background?" Well, stay tuned, Mitchell, and we're going to actually answer that question very, very soon. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll be back with you in one second. Okay, that actually worked better. Man, the perils of working live, I tell you, it's sensational. Anyway, we're going to do an interview tonight with you guys. So tonight we are chatting all about geocaching with kids, and joining us, as I said before, is Sensible Shoes. Now, you guys have just one account, or do the kids have their own accounts? So this has been a question asked by our viewers.
I share an account of Sensible Shoes, and the boys each have their own.
Shoes Junior. Little Shoes.
So Shoes Junior is the older one, and Little Shoes is the little one, obviously, with little shoes. Awesome to see. Awesome. So now we're talking about geocaching as a family. Now, you boys, how old are you boys now? Oh, could you hear me? Yeah. How old are the boys?
I'm 8 and I'm 11.
8 and 11. So that's an age
8 and
where
11.
Yeah, 8 and 11. So with that age group, I know with my kids as well, they were there at 8 and 11, but then they started to peter off. So what we're trying to do in this
8, 11.
Yes, yeah, 8 and 11, exactly. 8 is the younger one, 11 is the older one. What we're trying to do is trying to encourage kids to stay with geocaching for as long as we can before they get to those terrible teenage years and start doing their own thing. So this is all about Joe. Sorry, just quickly, Joe from YouTube says that I should pay for my internet bill. Yes, thank you, Joe. We are having technical issues this month for some reason. I don't know why. It could just be me. It could be the nut behind the wheel. Hello, that's me. All right. So geocaching as a family, how do we do it? How do we keep it together? How do you guys keep it together? So in other words, what do you do predominantly to make the boys have fun as much as what they possibly can and keep interested? Have you got any hints or tips or tricks for that?
I guess we try and go out, as often as we can. Try and get out, I guess, everywhere, regular sort of where they can. There's some puzzles we've done sort of before we leave home, so they can sit down and solve those. Almost like extra homework, I suppose.
Fun homework.
Yeah, fun homework.
Fun homework as opposed to the not fun homework.
And similarly going out and doing some of the field puzzles as well.
Involved in the whole process, searching. They do their own logs and everything as well. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. They're getting involved in the whole entire process. I mean, some kids will find obviously the logging itself to be more tedious. But in some cases, when you think about it, if you have devices, for instance, enough devices, they could do logs in the field, which would probably be a lot more fun for them as a possibility. As we go to the next one, guys, what did you think about that one? Write in your find logs now, that sort of thing. That's a good possibility too, and quite a good tip. So as a family now, what would be your favorite geocache type first? What types do you like the most as a family?
What type? We like multis.
Yeah, multis are pretty good.
So, nice multis.
Yeah.
I guess a bit of a bushwalk.
Yes, bushwalk. Yeah.
Well, okay. I like the bushwalks.
I like the city.
Lisa, not so much. She's more, particularly this time of year, with the grass and the snakes coming out. A bit.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Our bushwalking tends to peter on here. So, yeah, multis.
Right,
The adventures through the city.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, speaking of that, I did see, because you guys have got an Instagram page as well, and I did see you guys did a fantastic multi through the city, I believe. It was something to do on a ferry. What? Tell us about that. What's the story there behind that one? What's the cache called? That one.
That one was called Ferry McFerry Cache, and that's
Calypso 62.
Yeah, by Calypso 62. We haven't actually finished that one yet. We got many of the ferry. Yeah, we had to go on. I think there's 6 different of the new ferry fleet, and the day we went out, 4 ferries were on the water. So we managed to catch all of those that day. We went to Rose Bay about 3 times that day, and we're still chasing 3 more ferries. So that'll be another Sunday coming up, I say. Yeah.
Right. So that sounds like a very, very long and good multi, and very adventurous by the sounds of it too. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good.
Yes.
And you think about it as well. I mean, I know from personal experience being in New South Wales, but if you're listening anywhere around Australia, if you guys ever come to New South Wales and you see the CO being Calypso 62 and it's a multi, do it. Just do it. He is fantastic with all his, but especially his multi.
Maybe allow.
Yeah. So what's that? Allow time.
Allow
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Allow
Yeah.
time for that. There's that one there. And there's the Governor's Travel one as well, or Governor's Pleasure, I think it's called. Yep, that one. That one's a full day as well. But yeah, definitely worth it.
I think 2 half days took us.
2 days.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, look how many actual numbers you can normally get in that sort of period of time, but it's not about the numbers with those caches, it's about the adventures. So, no, that's pretty cool. And also, when you think about it as well, what I like is that the boys can actually learn things as well as they go along, especially from those types of caches. They can learn history as they go along with the Governor's Pleasures one. Did they learn a little bit of history for that one?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And also the other interesting one was the Adventure Lab,
Oh, yeah, the adventure.
the tank stream. I can't remember
Mm.
exactly what it's called.
multi. It was an adventure lab.
I think that's a Geocaching New South Wales. Yeah. lab.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a really good one
is.
too.
Right. It's funny, I haven't even done that myself yet, but anyway. I live so far away from it. Like it's rare that I'm back there, but anyway, I do have to do that one very, very soon. So yeah, that's the Adventure Labs with the Geocaching New South Wales Adventure Lab through the middle of Sydney. That's pretty cool. It actually replicates an old multi, I do believe. So that's pretty cool to see. So we'll keep on going on Adventure Labs. How many Adventure Labs have you done, and what sort of styles did you like as a family?
We've done a few of the Adventure Labs. We've done probably about half of the Canberra ones.
Yeah.
We did a few at the Queen Bear Mega, and we've done about half of the ones around Wollongong
as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think they're the only two areas, and the Sydney one, yeah.
Right.
We haven't.
I think there's a newer one, Warragamba Dam, that we'll probably try and do soon as well.
Right.
Is it yeah, we'll get to those.
Yeah, and I do believe there could be a few more coming out in varying times and stages, because a few more have recently been released. I myself has actually got the privilege to place one out as well, so I'm in the process of doing that. But mine will be up near Byron Bay, so a little bit more north of Sydney. So. But again, that's the new thing about Geocaching HQ. When they've applied these Adventure Labs, in my mind, they're like a 5-stage multi, but you get five. You get 5 finds for the 5-stage multi. You know what I mean? And you can do any sort of style of thing, whether it be tell a story or actually have a history lesson as well. So, the boys, I dare say as well, tell me that if I'm wrong, but the boys would like the technology behind the Adventure Labs.
Yeah, I like that.
I think with the technology and the Adventure Labs, that's one of our negatives when we're trying to do it like 3 accounts. We need to have 3 devices. So we've got 2 phones.
Yeah.
So we'll take a tablet with us as well and try and hook through the phone internet. But that is one of the downsides. So when we did the Tank Stream Adventure Lab, we only had 2 devices on us at the time. So Blake logged that, so we'll have to do that again one day with little shoes. Yeah.
Right. That's actually a very good point as well to make. So as caching as a family, how many devices do you have? Normally just the 2?
Probably just the 2.
Just the phones.
The 2 phones.
Yeah.
Sometimes an iPad or something with mum's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we've only got 2 devices that are internet sort of directly connected.
Yeah, because with GPS and stuff like that, you can have GPS devices, but you can't really sort of log your finds on those. Some I think you can. I don't know, to be 100% sure, because I don't have one myself. I'm a phone cacher, so I've only ever used an actual phone. So, going back to that, actually, how long have you guys been caching for now?
Well, it was May 2007.
Yep.
I think when we started.
That was before these 2 were right.
Pre-children. So yes, it was a friend of
colleague.
A colleague of Lisa's had access to a GPS receiver through their surf club.
Mm-hmm.
And
my colleague's husband used to take Duke of Edinburgh kids out on hikes.
Yeah.
And knew about this geocaching, and at our workplace back in the day, we were getting these iPacks, like the personal PDAs.
Oh yes.
And it had a GPS thing in it, and so my friend was telling me about it. Oh, my husband takes these kids out. There's this thing called geocaching, and I'm going, all right. I'll go home and tell Andrew. Oh, Mary told me about this today. Next thing I know, he's on the computer, dial up, There's geocaches just down the road. What?
Yeah.
So our first caching was done using an iPack.
Yeah,
an old PDA.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was very,
wow.
very good.
Yeah.
To find one.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It was, and then the first find was up on the Central Coast.
That's right.
It's now been archived, unfortunately. It was started from there. I think about a week or so later, we went down to Canberra.
And the friend lent us their GPS, so we had our first experience with an actual gadget, which was good.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Months later.
Yeah, and then after that, we sort of got hooked, I suppose, and thought if we're going to do it, we do it properly. So we went out and bought the Garmin GPS 60, which we still got. We'll use that as our, as a backup. I guess another something useful for the boys as well. It gives them something to do if they want to. We don't trust them to carry the phone.
Well, when they were little, it was good to give them.
And they had and so I've now got a device as well they can use to help navigate. So
that's really cool. That's really cool. And as I said, I'm always thinking with the kids, as long as they've got something to do, I think they're going to be interested in geocaching. So, I mean, some cases kids will turn around and go, I don't want to walk too far or all this sort of stuff. Have you guys had any of that sort of issues? What sort of issues have you come across where you've had to actually beat in order to keep the kids interested in caching as well? Anything in particular?
I think maybe like doing the power trails. Like we won't go and do a huge day. Like a trail near us, the Richmond Road, the Windsor Road power trail. Would drive to that and then walk for a couple of kilometres and maybe do half a dozen and then walk back, and so not spend the whole day on it, just a couple of hours, and just limit them, keep their interest, and so we'll get an ice cream home.
Oh, there we go. You heard it straight. A bribe. A bribe always works. Is that right? Actually, I do believe. Did you guys see the GIF events or the GIF videos all this year?
Yes,
you did. There was actually a GIF video, I do believe, about that, like a mum trying to geocache with the kids on behind their back, saying, "I'll go out and do my ice cream." That was remember that one? That was actually pretty good. I've got some actually points that were brought out by Geocaching HQ about geocaching with kids, so we might go through some of those, and you tell us what your experience is with these particular points that the HQ have made, and that is, the first one is to choose easy geocaches. So in other words, unless your child is like a monkey, don't go for that T5 tree climb, that sort of thing. And also, if he or she's not an Einstein, don't do a D5, that sort of thing as well. So what do you think about choosing more easier types of caches for them? Does that keep them interested?
That keeps me happy. I don't like any of the higher terrain ones. So
I guess it does help when they get something they can see, they can easily get to it. It doesn't involve, one of us climbing up a hill and leaving them down the bottom to try and wait around the board.
Exactly.
So I think that's easy. It's easy. Certainly, it's easier now that they're older and can quite happily, they're not confined to a pram or a stroller. They can come up and find it with us.
Exactly. And the other point, that's right. The other point HQ make, and that is to try and, even if you see the geocache as an adult, if you're with kids, try to let them find it rather than you always finding it before the kids. Try to let the kids find it first, and therefore then they get that feeling of discovery. They get that feeling of accomplishment, and that feeling of addiction, so to speak, that we've all got. So,
sometimes we don't have to let the boys find it first. They will find it first.
Yeah. But also we picked up a tip from Sunny and Sandy on Podcaster, and when we're all hunting together, we will try and use a code word, like if we've spotted it, and our code word is drop bear. So we call out drop bear, and so you can then send back, and then the other three of it. But it's usually them that find it first. So, it works as well. So we all get to have a turn at the hunt. So,
and that's pretty cool as well. You think about it, you get a turn at the hunt. Everyone gets their own turn at the hunt, but also there's some little rivalry there as well, like your own little FTF team. You know what I mean? So, is it any particular one is more than the other? Do they keep numbers or keep scores of who finds it first, or?
Oh, they're pretty competitive, but I don't think they keep scores. But
Oh, okay, yeah.
if we've gone for a few, you've already found 3 or whatever it is. So.
Yeah. They'll keep score on the day, but it won't roll over, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So there's actually a good tip for everyone as well, and try and make it a game within a game. That's a pretty cool idea. So another one that HQ said is bigger often is better for kids. So obviously the bigger size, rather than always go for the nanos, everyone is just, all you do is pulling those little, let's be honest, pulling out those little bits of paper, rolling it out.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. It's the rolling back up.
But the boys like the caches with the swaps in them as well. So
yes. Well, actually, Andrew Bush, he's over from New Zealand on YouTube. Andrew Bush says, my 5-year-old, it's all about the swag. So again, that goes to show that bigger is sometimes better, especially when it comes to swag. It keeps the kids interested, which is pretty cool. That's an idea. I like that idea a lot. The next one they said is make sure that it's actually there. So nothing makes geocaching less fun is DNFs. Let's be honest. That's for us all, especially for kids. And I do believe like kids' attention spans aren't as broad sometimes as some adults. Some adults will just get it in their bee in their bonnet and go, I'm not leaving until I find this thing. Whereas kids are not as long. What's your take on that? How are your boys like with their attention spans on finds?
I think it varies.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
I think
It depends.
if we're going out caching with friends, they'll often probably get distracted and go off and not so focused on the hunt. But again, we do try and review the log, particularly if we're going out. We started out to try and fill in our calendar days. So if we know we need at least one cache for that day, we'll try and make sure there's a good chance it's going to be there.
That's great. Yeah.
We have started. We do try and keep track of some of the unloved caches around the place. So we'll sort of see. So
I guess that's setting expectations though. So there's a good chance we're not going to find this one, but if we do, then it'll be a good one to find.
So you're setting up to say, look, it's possibly that we won't find it, but if we do, it's like a bigger reward for them, sort of thing. Like no one's found it.
Yes, I think the longest unloved I think we've had was about 3 years.
Wow, that was good.
That was a good one.
That water?
No.
Okay, that was. Yeah.
Look at that. The boys know which one it is. Look at that. They know they're itching a bit. Exactly. The other thing HQ are saying as well is search by your favorite kids' characters. So things that will keep them interested, such as because if you're a premium member, you can actually search by keywords. And so some keywords would be like maybe their favorite character in a storybook or their favorite movie character or something like that. Something themed that the kids actually enjoy. Like, for instance, they actually said, as a fun fact, there are currently over 100 Mickey Mouse themed geocaches to find worldwide. So if they're fans of Mickey Mouse, whatever, search Mickey Mouse and you'll see all the caches that are named Mickey Mouse or Mickey Mouse themed, that sort of thing. So have you guys done any of that sort of stuff yet, like in terms of the themes?
Horcrux caches. The Harry Potter Horcrux caches.
Oh, Harry Potter ones? Yeah.
There's also you guys went out and found the Minion caches.
There's Minion thing around us as well.
Yeah.
They're probably the main ones. I think that we've done.
I can't think of other ones. Yeah, we've got Harry Potter hides around our area, so as well. So we've had fun, sort of.
Hiding
coming up with names
as well.
And
Yeah, exactly. Joe Coleman from YouTube, she asked a question/statement. Do you find you attract less muggle attention when you're geocaching with kids rather than when you're geocaching alone?
They are very
good muggle deterrent device.
Yeah. And let's be honest as well. I mean, kids can be very handy, especially for urban geocaching. You know, they can get away with climbing on things that we can't because they're just being kids and just literally monkeying around, you know.
There was one I can think of near the Powerhouse Museum, which a lot of people commented, oh, that's a tricky one, and we had trouble finding it. But Little Shoes or Shoes Junior, I can't remember, one of them found it straight away because they jumped up and they were in all the places you shouldn't, like an adult wouldn't normally be climbing around, and they explore it from a different angle. So,
Exactly.
yeah, they definitely can get away with a lot more. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I'm thinking as well, especially like, you see our heads go in bushes in the middle of an urban area or a garden somewhere. If it's an adult doing it, you think, what the hell are they looking for? What are they doing? Where if it's a child, people dismiss children quite easily, especially if you're near obviously your child anyway, and you're distracted on the phone because you're looking at the location, you're looking at logs or whatever, and they're literally doing the hunting for you. So, it's like your little scent hound. It's quite good.
When we sort of go for a walk around to do a bit of cache maintenance as well, we say, okay, go do your thing, quick, run off, and we'll just keep walking, but I'll zoom ahead and duck in and make sure everything's good with the hide and which they're pretty like on a main road. Yeah. And us ducking into that bushy area would look weird, but definitely very handy.
Exactly. The next thing that HQ said is try and create a pocket query with kid-friendly attributes. So there's actually an attribute there that's for kid-friendly, so that's not a bad idea, especially if you're new to geocaching or, you're a new family to it and you want just the kid stuff, then kid-friendly attribute. That's a good idea too. Have you guys used that sort of thing before at all?
I don't think we have.
No, we haven't. Yeah. Usually it's just by area or type of case, or if we're trying to do the Jasma.
Oh, yes.
Particular month, but we haven't sort of used the attributes all that much.
Yeah. But it's not a bad idea if you want to actually keep the kids interested, and if the kids are sort of going a little bit like, oh, do we have to do another one? You always go, oh, one last one more, just one more, and one more turns into 7, but that's all right. Because some things as well, they say also look for possible like night caches or stroller attributes as well. So if you've got real little kids with the strollers involved, you may want to look at the stroller attribute quite a lot as well. It's not a bad idea. And then night caches. Have you guys done many of those?
Yes. There are many. Well, not many, but they're cool. Yeah, we do.
Okay. We've spent a couple of hours on a couple of nights with another family, and we still haven't found that one.
Which one was that?
Found the taps around, and we sort of ran, but it was, the kids loved being out there with the torches and.
Because I went out with them and did the night cache that came out at the Wollongong Mega.
Oh, they love that.
So going out and doing that one.
Yeah.
I think the one year we had trouble finding, but there's another couple we can try maybe now that warmer nights and summer we might try and get out, do a few more.
Yeah. See, I think you're like Little Shoes and Shoes Junior, 8 and 11 years of age. That sort of age group is really ideal for night caching because you can do it, especially in the summer months. You can do it, and it's not too late for them. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, especially if there's school tomorrow, maybe not, but on the weekends, it's okay. They can go out, and it's warm out. It's not too cold. You don't have to dress them up and rug them up. At the same time, they enjoy with the torches. They made it get distracted, but also I find that they see different types of wildlife when they're out and about caching at night. So that's a good point as well. Shoes Junior, this is for you. So you can come forward a little bit, mate. Shoes Junior, this one's for you. And that is, what was your favourite night cache you've done so far, if you can remember?
The one that Dad talking about, the Wollongong one.
The Wollongong one?
Mega.
Yeah.
That was
and how many tacks did you have to find roughly? Do you remember? Quite a few, or just
around 5 to 10, I'd say.
10 or so, yeah. And then what happened at the end of the night? So if someone's listening, if another kid's listening to this podcast now, and they're listening to you, what do you find at the end of the last tack?
There was an ammo can, which was like pretty good. I like those ones because like they're decent sized and the bits of swag in there. That's pretty good.
Exactly. No, that's pretty cool. All right, Little Shoes, this one's for you, mate. So you can step forward now. You can come forward a little bit there, Little Shoes. There you go. Oh, hang on. Look at that shirt you're wearing first. Oh, wow. That is a brilliant shirt. Now, those of you who are only listening to this podcast and can't actually see it, it's a yellow shirt. And on the front, it says, "I'm not lost. I'm geocaching." I like it. That's pretty cool. Now, this question's for you, mate. So with swag, do you abide by the rules when it comes to swag? Do you swap equal? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good man. What's your favorite swap, if you can remember? What's your favorite swap so far?
Coins, maybe?
You like coins? You swap
Oh,
coins?
no.
Really like foreign money coins.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
Speak louder.
I really like collecting foreign money.
Oh, you do you? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, my son actually found like a penny. He liked all. There was a few pennies that he found as well. They're pretty cool too. Have you got a penny? Did you find a penny in one of yours at all?
Yeah,
You know,
we have.
the kangaroo on it?
They're not pennies, but like we found.
Lira.
Yeah,
Got some
Oh,
lira,
yeah.
Australian money. We found some old Australian 1 cent and 2 cent coins.
Oh, wow, the ones we don't use anymore.
Not that old.
Not that old.
Well,
It's older than you.
It's older than him. He's never seen it before. That's that's in his history books. Let's be honest, not in
Yeah.
ours. But in his. That's all right. Good man. Awesome to see. Now you guys have added a little note here in notation as well, and that is, especially I know obviously around Sydney. You guys know around Sydney as well is the Sunday Family Fun Day. What's that about? What happens on a Sunday for you guys?
So usually that's when we do a lot of our caching because, like, especially in the city,
why do we do it on that day though?
because the like no bus and train fares and
Yeah, so it's a cap.
Oh,
Sundays you can travel unlimited public transport in Sydney for $2.80 per
right.
person.
Yeah.
Which gets you out to sort of Katoomba down south.
And to Wollongong.
I think to Wollongong and
To
pop out to
Newcastle?
Newcastle.
Wow.
So yeah, bus, train, ferry, light rail,
Yep.
metro,
whatever.
whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
So that's why we often will do, for example, like Calypso's ferry cache, we'll do that on a Sunday. Or
Absolutely.
if city multis,
Mhm.
yeah, the public transport in to do that
Yep.
because it's a good deal.
Yeah. No, that's ideal. So, guys, look out in your own local cities and towns. I mean, as I said, we only know at the moment Sydney. I didn't actually research any further than that. Yeah, so $2.80 per person, unlimited transport all over Sydney on a Sunday. It's brilliant for the kids to get out especially in summer. So we've got school holidays coming up. You guys are going to be out on the weekends and whatnot. Plus, you can't actually literally drive, park and grab. You've actually got to get out and walk as well. So it's good exercise too.
Yep.
And it's a cheap way too. We always take like a backpack each and like carry our own lunches and water. So yeah, ham rolls feature quite a lot.
You'll have a nice.
It's a cheap day, yeah.
Yeah, so you're having like a really nice lunch somewhere. It's like a picnic and stuff like that too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's absolutely ideal. The other one as well was go caching with friends. Now that would be something like a geo events and stuff as well. Yeah, and then kids actually meet other like-minded kids as well, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, the boys were really looking forward to going to the megas recently because they're hoping to come across some friends. So yeah, that was good. They got to meet Gemma Sistema's boys, so that was good. She's an old colleague of Andrew and I. So that was nice to catch up with her, and we've got a local family as well who got into it after they bumped into us one day while we were caching locally, and so now we often go out on, or not often, but every now and again we'll go out on a day trip to on some adventure together. And it's just, I think it's more fun with the kids to go out with other kids as well. So
it is, and socialize. I mean, let's be honest, all this stuff that we do with geocaching with the kids, it's preparing them for adulthood. You can't learn this stuff inside a classroom. What we do when we do geocaching, you cannot learn in the classroom. We're talking things about even just silly things we take for granted. Crossing the road correctly, without your phone in your hand, catching public transport, saying, okay, what's the scheduled time on the next bus, guys? What's this time here on the next train? When can we get to this location? All this stuff you can't learn really in classrooms. They're doing it actually in real life, which is pretty cool to see. And to be honest with you, I think more families should be doing it rather than just watching going, I'm going to go to the movies today. That's my thing. I'll go to the movies, watch a movie. No, how about you get outside and go find some stuff, go and play, that's what it's about. So no, pretty cool.
it's a cliche thing to say, but it does take you places you might not otherwise have bothered to go. Like, I mean, discovering Cockatoo Island, we went there primarily for caching, but just that was wonderful. We ended up going back and glamping there as well.
Exactly.
Genolan, I don't think we've cached at Genolan Caves.
Yeah, but we did.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all sorts of places like that. Yeah.
All sorts of places, all sorts of things, and especially like if you go out, a little bit of bush or whatever, and in next minute, you may come across a snake, you may come across, a goanna or a koala or a kangaroo. You don't see
it. Yeah.
What's that?
Water dragons. We almost see one every single time we go out geocaching. Yeah.
Sometimes lizards.
So are you ready, Shoes Junior? This one's for you, but Little Shoes, I'm going to ask you the same question in a sec, mate, so you get ready for it. And that is, what's your favorite animal that you've actually seen when you're geocaching?
That's a tricky one.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of like the birds, maybe a rosella, maybe. I like those birds.
Rosellas, yeah, and the lorikeets. The lorikeets are the green ones. They're really pretty. And they're super fast as well. So that's pretty cool. So you like bird life. Do you actually look up every now and then? That's pretty cool. A lot of people, when they're geocaching, they look down the whole time at their hand with their GPS. All right, Little Shoes, you're up, mate. You're up, buddy. Jump up, Little Shoes. There he is. What is your favorite animal that you've seen whilst out geocaching?
Well, I've seen lots. My favorite would probably be a blue-tongued lizard.
A lizard? Like a blue-tongued lizard, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lizard.
You saw a blue-tongued lizard. That's pretty cool because they're really slow and real sneaky.
What about the wombat we saw at the?
Wombat.
At the mega.
Yeah, we did see it. We saw.
Oh, you saw a wombat at the mega? That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And actual fact, we've got Thomas Schultz, and he says wombat. He just said it now on YouTube. Thomas Schultz, also known as Tank Engine, a prolific geocacher in the ACT. He says wombat. John Buxton is in the house. If you don't know John Buxton, you probably should. He said an echidna. John Buxton, also known as Tiddalik. There he is there. Oh, everyone should know Tiddalik, the reviewer. So he's the New South Wales reviewer. He says echidna. So he's seen a pretty cool echidna. Yeah, myself, I think I've actually played with an echidna. Recently, I saw a whole bunch of koalas, wild koalas in the wild. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And it was down in Victoria, and it was just off the east coast of Victoria in a place called Raymond Island. It's only like a 2-minute ferry trip across or by a car on a car ferry, but you can stay on the island. There's houses there. I stayed on the island itself, and there was 3 wild koalas in the tree directly at the front of the house I was staying in. And they're wild koalas. They've got joeys. They're everything. They're really healthy. They look really good. They're really alert, and yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, koalas for me.
I haven't seen a koala.
No, you haven't seen a koala in the wild yet?
Not in the wild.
Oh, I just remembered something. We have seen a possibly dead echidna.
Oh.
Why did you say it didn't move, or why do you say it was dead?
It didn't move. We were driving. It was, I think, heading to Wollongong.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just to let you know, that's their defense mechanism, and they basically curl up in like a little ball and let their spikes just sit there, and so no one touches them because their spikes are really out. So that's what it was. It was either sleeping or it was hiding from predators. Yeah. Like this. Yeah. Pretty cool indeed. Awesome to see. All right, guys. So how many finds have you guys actually had as a well? I can't say, or as a family, but in total, do you think?
We've got about just over 1,300.
Something like that.
I think.
Yeah.
971.
They know their exact numbers, so.
I don't know my exact number.
What's
900 is.
Yeah. Little Shoes is nearly 900.
Yep.
Awesome.
Shoes Junior was it 971?
971.
Oh, so you got a couple more because you're the eldest of the two. Is that right? You started before your brother. That's right. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Now you guys are also you're an Instagram family. So you have an Instagram account? Yeah. What's your Instagram account? Come on, promote. Let's go.
I meant to check that before, actually. It is called Sensible Shoes, I think it is. Sensible Shoes AU, maybe? I'll just double check.
Okay, it's sensible, all lowercase, sensible shoes _ AU. There you go. That's what it is. So jump on Instagram, guys, and look these guys up. Sensible Shoes _ AU, and you see all their adventures. You guys do some great Instagram stories too. Like, you really take us along for the ride. That's where I got the idea in regards to the McFerry cache, because you did like a full Instagram story of your day. You know, that's pretty cool. Now you're the Shoes Junior and Little Shoes. You two on camera, I tell you. Watch out, Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, when you two, you know, get a little bit older and start doing your own videos. Have you guys thought about doing your own video stuff yet?
They have sort of taken out, I think, your tablets at some point, and they really would love to get into that a lot more. So
yeah, absolutely.
Watching all the YouTubers and
yes. Well, just for another off note as well, I saw it today. Unfortunately, GIF 2020 will not be existing because they're so busy with all the other events. So 2020 GIF is not coming out, but they're going to come back in 2021. So if you, so that's 2 years. You know, you'll be 13, Shoes Junior. You're eligible now to try and put one together. There you go. You've got 2 years. Yeah, 2 years to think about it.
When we left the last the GIF event in the car, the first thing was, right, what's our video going to be of next year? So yeah, they're up for that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a brilliant idea. 2 thumbs up there from Shoes Junior. Awesome to see. And this is another thing that I say to people as well, to keep kids interested, and that is keep it fun, keep it light. You know, keep them interested. I mean, my son still watches geocaching videos secretly. I've caught him out. He doesn't like. No, I'm not. Oh no, Dad, I'm too cool now to go geocaching. But he secretly watches the videos behind the scenes, and especially a few of mine too. I've busted him a few times. So, but yeah, keep them interested. Making it fun, lighthearted. The more they find, the better for them. You know, in terms of their feelings. So, any other tips that you may come thought about during the chat tonight at all?
I think one of our other tips is, like Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, has his monthly challenge with Cache Advance, and that has been something that we've set out to do, and they're sort of very keen to. Okay, we've got to make our video for that, or or whatever. We set out with whatever the thing.
Yeah, and have them as their own little geocaching challenges, personal as well. Let them set their own geocaching challenges as they get older. So, you know, okay, mate, what do you want to do this month? You know, what's your challenge for yourself this month? And get them to challenge themselves as well. You know, I want to find 20 caches this month, or, you know, and then as they get older, they go, I'm going to find 20 micros, or, you know, that sort of thing. So something different each time. You know, and at the same time, like as I said, and as you said, Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, him and Lisa from Cache-Advance, they do their monthly geo challenge, and it really does. It keeps it fun. It inspires people to go out there, do a challenge of some sort, because we all know geocaching. You know, sometimes it can get some tedious if you do it too often, too much. But if you're doing challenges each time and you tick off those challenges, and it takes a challenge to take you 6 months to achieve, you know, and once you tick that off, you're like, yeah, that's all sweet. So that's done. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, Little Shoes, I do recall you. Come on, stand up to the front there, mate. Stand up to the front, buddy. So for those of you who are listening and watching live, if you did not attend the Oz Geomuster this year in Wollongong, you would not have seen these two. These two, Little Shoes and Shoes Junior, they were up on stage and they performed in Geocachers Got Talent. Was it? Yeah, GGT. They performed in. They went really, really well as well. But we're going to have Little Shoes here. Apparently, he's a phonetic expert. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So one deep breath, mate, and in your clearest and just a calm voice, can you say the alphabet for me?
AB.
No, you're doing
Okay.
it properly.
Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Echo Foxtrot Golf Hotel India Juliet Kilo Lima Mount November Oscar Papa Quebec Romeo Sierra Tahiti Uniform Vicky Whiskey X Ray Zulu.
And that was a slow one. I mean,
we understood the whole lot. Now, for those listening to this podcast as well, I have done nothing to the audio. I did not speed the audio up. I have not edited that part at all. That is Little Shoes, 8 years of age. Good work, mate. Carly Long is going to be knocking at your door soon. You know that, don't you? You're going to be the puzzle king. I can see it already. So that's awesome. All right, guys. That's it. We're going to leave it there for tonight. That goes pretty quick, doesn't it? The time flies when you're having fun. Oh, okay. That's right. Shoes Junior. Let me just flick back here. Someone had a question about that. Who had a question? I believe it was Mitchell John had a question from Facebook, and the question was, "Is that Jerry the elf I see in the background?" So I see these two elves in the background. Tell us about that, Shoes Junior. You tell us about that. What's the go there?
So there are two elves actually.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, the red one, his name is Barry.
Barry, yeah, he's very nice.
He is our elf, one of our elf on the shelves, and he has been with us since 2014 actually.
Wow,
and,
wow, yeah.
His job is to look after our behaviour and report back to Santa.
And what do you reckon it's going to be? Is it going to be a good report?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And I think so.
Who's the other one?
His name is Pine, and he apparently is Barry's brother.
Oh, Lime, did you say?
Pine.
Pine.
Pine. Barry and Pine. And that's Barry's brother. And does he report back as well? Does he?
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Yeah. Awesome. And you boys, are you looking forward to Christmas? It's not too far away now, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's on Christmas night?
We are doing. Sensible Shoes is hosting an event down at the Ponce Plaza called Christmas Cool Down.
Is that where you're going to be?
We're hosting an event on Christmas night because we need to tick off that calendar day. So,
I think we've got one person coming so far.
Sensible Sis, Andrew's sister.
So tell me that challenge that you're fulfilling by doing that. Is it an actual fine on Christmas Day, or is it a 25th of a month hosting an event?
No, it was just having a signed log on just every day of the year.
Oh, okay, yes. And so would that be your completed?
No. We've got the middle of the year is pretty good, but then it gets to December, January, a bit empty. Yeah.
It gets a bit too hot for mum, too many snakes around, that sort of thing.
Too many
But then again, we do get busy at this time of the year too, with Christmas, and gifts and all sorts, and Christmas parties going on. So yeah. So you can't be blamed for that, not at all. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let me just flick through a few of the audio settings here, and we'll get back on track, and we'll be done for tonight. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, boys, for joining us, Little Shoes and Shoes Junior. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
I'm going to do the goodbyes now, and we'll go from there. So again, thanks so much for joining us tonight. As I said before, you guys do have a cool Instagram page, and that is sensibleshoes_AU. Go and follow that page, and you'll see these guys' adventures. They will give you inspiration if you are a geocaching family yourself and you're looking for more geocaching family friendly stuff to do. So that's pretty cool. Oh, that's right. I can't forget. We had a lucky winner. So last month, we did a draw for the New Zealand Geocoin. Let me just hold it up to the screen there. If you can't see it, of course, if you're on the podcast, it is a gold Geocoin from New Zealand. It is their 2018 coin. This was donated by the New Zealand Mega for 2020, which is pretty cool. Now, the entries we received were awesome. And don't forget, Patreons of the podcast actually had an extra entry into the draw. Now, with that said, the lucky winner, I can't even do it. I haven't even set up a drum roll or anything, so I'll have to do it with my fingers. The lucky winner, someone who actually had maximum entries, and that is I don't think I've seen her yet on tonight's episode, but it's the Skatey Rocks. The Skatey Rocks, well done. The Geocoin is yours. I'll get that sent out to you there. Skatey Rocks did it by being a Patreon as well. It was her Patreon entry that won the Geocoin. So that's pretty cool. And don't forget, guys, if you want to be one of the selected few in the know with everything about the podcast, join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Geocaching Downunder, and levels start for just as low as $1 a month. Now, you guys are Patreons too, I believe.
We are.
Yes, yeah, that's right. So this is what happens, guys, with Patreons. You see, you get the extra little bits here and there, you know. At the same time, you get things like path tags, you get things like trackables as well. Some new trackables are coming out for Christmas, so can't wait for those to see them as well. So now, next month on the show, we'll be chatting with the ex-president of Geocaching New South Wales, and he is a crafty woodworker and who is now selling his geo woodwork online. Do we know who that is? Do we know who that is?
Fix it.
Fix it fingers.
He's known in the woodwork world as Fix It Fingers, but a geocacher would know him as Zal Goliath. So he's going to be joining us next month. He's going to talk about his transition from, like, you know, the president of GC New South Wales into his woodworking adventures, and how he's linked his woodworking adventures to geocaching as well. So that's going to be pretty cool to see and listen to that. So again, guys, thank you to everyone who has joined us. Let me start this music. There we go. Thanks to everyone who's jumped in the live YouTube broadcast tonight. And remember, we recorded this live in the first week of every month, so make sure you follow all our social media pages so you don't miss out on any of the Geocache chat at all. If you have any questions or comments, please drop us a line at geocachingdownunder@gmail.com. This podcast can be downloaded at any of your favorite podcast apps, including Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, iTunes, and Spotify. So that brings us now to the end of episode number 16 of the Geocaching Downunder podcast, Geocaching with Kids. Thank you so much, Sensible Shoes. Thanks, guys. So from the Geocaching Downunder team, we're over and out. And we're back, and that's the end of the actual podcast recording live. But we're still on YouTube, and we're still live on Facebook as well. Now is the time we can actually go back and forth a little bit with those live who are watching. Let me just flick through a few of these here. So we had Thomas Schultz, also known as Tankin, was in the house. Lachlan Murphy, g'day, mate. Gaz Kirsch was here as well. Oh, of course. Gaz Kirsch and Little Miss Longlegs. Do you guys remember Little Miss Longlegs? Yeah?
Yep.
She's lots of fun as well. She's great fun. She's got my we call it she's got my sister hat. I've got the brother hat. She's got the sister hat as well. So that's pretty cool. Let me see. Eddie Sims was here as well. Joe Coleman was in the house. Oz Fox was here. There was a few actually on tonight. Mitchell John, mate. G'day. Andrew Bush, also known as Ash Bush, mate. Also known as I can now actually say it. I think I can officially say it. I think he brought it up. I'll have to look. Who else do we have? John Buxton was here as well. Rob Barber, he was here. JG9172, g'day. Purple Cash Eater, PCE was here. I didn't even see her pop in. No, PCE was here. Make sure you wave to her. Let me see through here. There's some more. There's a few different chats here. Yes, I can say it. Andrew Bush, he's a reviewer in New Zealand. He's come out of the closet, the reviewer closet. So he's now a reviewer in New Zealand as well. He does some great work over there. I think I'm going to pronounce this wrong because I always do. Is it the Coddy Wampler? I think it's the Coddy Wampler. He's going to tell me either way whether I got it right or wrong. So he was here as well. Let me see. There's a few more. Oh, Gemma Sistema came in as well. She joined us. I'll flick it over. This is what Gemma says. There you go. Oh my geocaching parents. Blame this lot for introducing me. So there you go. So she was here. Oh, Lisa Spencer, Andrew, why did I not know about this? Like, it's on Facebook. So
luckily, you're obviously getting the memo though somewhere.
yeah, exactly. What did she know she was on? Let me see. Obviously PCE thinks it's a great show. See you on the next podcast. Cool. Oh wow. So this is actually this guy here, Yanka Cruz Castro. A quick story about him. If he's still on, he's gonna laugh at this as well. He's actually a where's he from? Costa Rica. He's Costa Rican and a really good friend of mine. Met him over in Costa Rica. They fell in love and they became a family. Moved over to Australia. Well, this really good friend of mine, she was the actual one. She's a Muggle. She's still a Muggle. She introduced me to geocaching as a Muggle, and said, "Look, you have a look at this. I've heard about it. You might find it fun." I found it. I loved it straight away. I fell in love with it, and I actually went up to visit them. They lived in Port Macquarie. I went to visit them. Only a week later, they had to both work, and so I was out geocaching during the day. Come home at night, and they're like, "Oh, I hope you weren't bored." I'm like, "Yeah, no." And I'm showing them photos of where I've been through the day. Now, Ella, his wife, she's born and bred Port Macquarie, and some of the photos I was showing her, she's like, "Where's that? Where's that? Where's that?" I'm like, "This is all your hometown. You don't even know." So yeah, Yanko, well done, mate. Thanks for joining up, buddy. So I went out caching with him and his two sons a couple of days after that, but they don't have an account. So Dan Truckermiller was here as well. G'day, Dan. Yes. There we go. And Genesis says, obviously, I'm thankful they introduced me. So there you go. That's pretty cool to see. Pretty cool to see. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you had fun. Did you have fun, boys?
Yes.
Yeah. Good to see. You'll be able to watch yourself on YouTube now because this will be in the replay for you. So that's no problem. And I'll have to fix up all those little bits that I did in the beginning when my mind wasn't in the right spot. So that's all cool. All right. Well, you guys stay right there. Don't you go anywhere yet. I'm just going to get off the live broadcast. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. For everyone in the live broadcast and everyone in the replay. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Hi, Mum.